Hey, it's John and Justin here again for Developer Day number 4. If you read our blog post on Wednesday, we announced that we've kind of joined Raven and Generate together and created Find a Record. And here it is. If you go to findarecord.com, you can sign up to get early access to the beta, which will be coming out in a few weeks. Over the past couple of weeks, we've been telling you that we'll tell you a little bit about Neo4j and how we're using it. And today's the day we will. So, Justin?
So first, a little introduction into Neo4j is it's a graph database. So most people, traditional databases are relational databases. You store data in tables. And if you have two tables of data that you want to have a relationship between them, such as users, and maybe users have multiple addresses, you have some intermediate table, a third table, that stores relationships and perhaps additional data. Well, a graph database, instead of tables, it has nodes. And you can set up relationships between the nodes and add metadata to those relationships. So, for example, here we're showing sort of the setup that we use in our Find a Record database. We have repositories, which are places like the Family Search History Library or the National Archives, and we have collections inside of repositories, and those collections have coverage nodes which describe the GIS coordinates or the areas that they cover. And so those are our nodes, coverage, collections, and repositories, and between them we have these relationships that describe what type of information as well as the time period. So that allows us to do queries such as give me all records from in Worcestershire between 1900 and 1910. And so Neo4j makes that really easy, whereas it would be ridiculously hard in a relational database or any other type of database.
Yeah. So I'm going to get a little bit more technical than we usually do. I'm actually going to show you a couple of the queries we use. Pull that up. So what you see on your screen right now, there we go, is our typical baseline query. So we pick a group of starting nodes, and because we're using Neo4j with its spatial, we have the ability to write this little fancy index function that will return all of the nodes that are within a distance of this latitude and this longitude for this radius of search in kilometers. And then what we do from there is we take those nodes, which are coverage nodes, we traverse over the graph, we look at all of their the relationships, the depths, all the mappings, and we get to collections. And then from collections, we return the actual collection ID back, and then we go get the information about the collection from our CouchDB database. So if we wanted to add a little bit more complexity, we could go ahead and do the same thing, grab essentially a subgraph, all of the nodes within a certain radius, grab all of their collections, and we can do some filtering. We can say all the relationships, all of these guys, all of the information between this coverage node and this collection node, only show me the stuff where it matches the from and the to that I passed in. So only grab me stuff that comes between 1900 and 1910, or whatever we want to do. And optionally, we can add another clause to that, and we can say, and where that tag matches correctly.
And by tag, he means something such as death, birth, marriage, other tags that we might have.
Things like census. So we'll have all of our metadata information kind of sorted into tags and associated on that graph, so we can do those kind of traversals.
Yep. Great, and I'm really glad John's the one writing the syntax, because that's a really weird query syntax. But anyway, so that's how we use Neo4j. We just use it basically to do mostly the GIS lookup and a little filtering, and then as John said, we take all those IDs it returns and we look up the actual data, such as the title and other things, out of Couchbase, where we're storing most of our information. So that's Neo4j, a little introduction into the fancy magic that Neo4j does for us. This has been John and Justin for Developer Day number 4. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, see you next week.